My mic sounds right. Check one. My mic sounds right. Check two.
That's a good way to start it.
My mic sounds right. Check three. Are you ready? Okay.
We ready. Let's get to it.
Yeah. Okay.
Welcome back. Another episode of Verbal Gunplay podcast. It's your boy, Danny De Niro, a.k.a. D-Money.
It's L Double the Golden Lion. What's good?
And we have a special guest in the building.
Okay.
Lish, 2 times.
Okay.
Hey.
2 times. Yeah. And then with the check-in building.
Yeah. So, hey, y'all settle down back there. So, what we usually do when we have a first-time guest on the show, we always ask that they tell our listeners and viewers a little bit about themselves so that they feel like they know you like we know you.
Okay.
So, the floor is yours.
Well, I thank you, Danny De Niro, for having me, first and foremost. My name is Lish 2X, Lish 2 times. I'm from the city, so next day I have to name it twice. New York, by way of Maryland. And yeah, I'm a recording artist, published model, multiple magazines. I have my own talk show on Verbal Radio powered by iHeart, U42, et cetera, et cetera. I've walked numerous runways during New York Fashion Week, LA, magic trade shows. I'm just the overall, glamour girl. Okay? Yeah.
Okay.
I'm available on all streaming platforms. Lish 2 times. Holla at me.
And it's spelled like this, as you can see right there in the video.
Okay? Yeah. 2 times.
So a little bit what we were talking about in pre-production, you were questioning why I was saying somebody was talentless.
Oh, first of all, because I'm a girl's girl, and I am never on the critical side when I first try to absorb a new personality, talent, artist, whatever the case may be. I'm not a hater. I mean, there's a few that I hate, but not because I'm a hater, but because they're just basura, right?
Okay.
So we were talking about the recent interview with Caresha, Saucy Santana, Verbal TV, shout out to them. And we were talking about how, he felt the interview was more about her and JT's relationship and the split up of the City Girls instead of about Diddy.
I felt like she should have been speaking on the Diddy thing a little bit, at least kind of.
She did.
I mean, put it like this: she had more heat for JT from what I seen.
That was personal.
Yeah,
because the thing about it is, it's like people want someone to say so much was not there. Because everyone has a Diddy story, right? As a person who's in the industry and watch a lot of this groupie behavior go down, I watch male groupies, I watch female groupies. I know what it's like to be on the scene, desperate to be noticed. I know all of those things, right? I understand the psyche behind it. But I also know from being around a lot of different types of men in power, and I'm not just talking about Diddy and entertainment. I've been around billionaires who are the founder of great pharmaceutical, like skincare, like the whole nine. Yeah. And there's a slight comparison to a lot of men with power and how they handle themselves when they get bored, right? Particularly someone who built it from the ground up. The thing is, a lot of those guys didn't build it from the ground up. They didn't know what it's like to be rich. So the acting a fool, the groupies, people wanting to use them becomes new. And that's something that Diddy learned as an adult. Yeah. So as a person who understands that I've been many different people at different phases of my life, who went through many different challenges, etc., I understand the broke Diddy who got fired from a label, the Diddy who's like, bump that, I'm Diddy, rebuild, the Diddy with the artists, the Diddy with all the girls, the Diddy who has children by multiple women. Then there's now the Diddy that is kind of maturing, right? He's now in his 50s. There's, he's already done so many different things. Caresha got him in the spot that I tell most women y'all supposed to get y'all men at. Stop going for Mr. Young, cute, and rich, and go for Mr. Old, been there, done that, did that, wrote the book on it. Because what happens is, as a woman who married a man who's old enough to be my dad, she already cried a lot of the tears for you. He done dated girls already. So when it was time to court you, like, girls be girlfriends for 2 and 3 years. I don't believe in waiting more than a year for a man to state his intentions to marry you. Why? Because when a man is mature enough, he will make that decision if you are the one on his own. No different than when he's courting you, what he's willing to spend on you, do for you. Caresha said that Diddy put her in position.
Yeah,
She's now the CEO of her own brand. She didn't get abusive Diddy. Y'all want him to be abusive Diddy who was still very much outside so bad. And because he may have matured a little bit and kind of, not that he's outgrown it, but he's no longer getting gratification out of certain things.
Right.
Now he's in a place where he's like, you know what? I'm going to do for you what I should have done for this one. It took him dying for him to say, damn, I should have married her. Why don't we want perfection out of people who are rich and celebrities, but when it comes to us, we want grace? I'm not saying, and I'm not excusing his behavior and things he done to Cassidy, and there should be repercussions. She was deserving of every dollar she got from him, right? But stop wanting Caresha to say, yeah, he beat me. Yeah, we did these crazy, outrageous threesomes, and he made me have sex. She didn't experience a lot of that. She's a different person. And also, no shade to Cassie and a lot of them. Cassie was still wet behind the ears when she got with Diddy. I know, because I spoke with Ryan Leslie, talked a lot about off the records and on. He came to my college before I spoke about that relationship, and we spoke backstage. And he talks about it because it still bothered that young girl Cassie, who was so wet behind the ears, who he was trying to build up, got stolen by Diddy.
Yeah.
Okay? Caresha came to Diddy as Caresha already, as Young Miami, who was a mother chucking city girl. And y'all think that city girl persona is where she come from, that's life. Ain't no nigga messing with me unless he's doing this, that, or the third. When she first started dealing with Diddy, he had a girlfriend who was posting pictures all the time of them together. And Caresha was like, I don't care how many pictures you post with your nigga, I'm not coming up off him. And you fucking on a billionaire and you got lint and stuff on your carpet. How you got a billionaire boyfriend? He ain't got you no cleaning lady. You posting videos in a pigsty. How? Because the thing about it is every girl ain't that girl. Speaking as a woman who, when I got the man that I had married, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, it's my daughter's birthday. I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, what you want to get her? Well, here's $500 until you figure it out what you want to get her. Just something to play with, right? The woman before me that I know of couldn't get $500 to pay a cell phone bill.
Yeah.
Messages I saw was that their cell phone bills were getting cut off all the time. You got him at a different stage, boo-boo.
Yeah.
At a stage that I would have never. We're not the same. So therefore, no, I don't believe she should have said no more. I think she spoke her experiences. She got him at the stage in which he was at. He learned certain lessons, and she was trying to grow through it. He put her in position. She wasn't trying to be that man's wife. She wasn't. And she made that clear too. Why do y'all want that? Why do y'all want her to say things that she didn't experience so bad? Because everyone else said it? Y'all want her to be a bandwagoner so bad? Like all the Drake hate going on? All this bandwagon Drake hate out of nowhere? Like, no. Leave my good sis alone. Pretty so.
All right. So what I had...
Shout out to Caresha.
So where I was coming from when I had said the talentless comment, it's not that she don't have talent. It's more so, like you said, Diddy put her in position to win, right? I just didn't like the fact that it was kind of just, everything was just kind of gifted to her. That's what I meant by when I said talentless. And that's fine. But that's where the talentless comment came from.
But it wasn't gifted to her.
So, okay. So Caresha Please, right? That's the name of the show? Mm-hmm. She averages, maybe 6 interviews a year. So I would see her winning all these podcasts of the year, like 2-3 years in a row. Like, come on, what are we talking about? We got people out here doing some real work.
Shout out to Jason Lee, because I thought Jason Lee deserved to win last year, the last award.
Yeah. So she won multiple times. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to put a number on it, but more than one. Mm-hmm. And every time she won, I'm looking at the nominees. I'm like, these guys had like really good interviews. Like, they were grinding. They didn't have somebody to just give it to them. So that's where I come from when I say the talentless. I'm not saying she has absolutely no talent, because obviously she has some kind of talent. Mm-hmm. whether it's rapping, whether it's being Diddy's girlfriend, whether it's being a host. She has something, but she didn't grind as hard as the other people that she's getting all this shine that she's put on
she
this.
did. Absolutely did. Diddy wouldn't have known Young Miami if she didn't grind to become Young Miami. So even though she may not have had to do the podcast grind because she decided she wanted to do a talk show, okay, cool. We'll give you a slot on Revolt TV. Great, done. But that's what how most business deals are done. Once you've already done the legwork, built a brand, created an infrastructure, like the higher up you go, you get more money for less work. So she did it about right. So she grinded. The City Girls grinded. Yeah. I didn't know who the City Girls were until Cardi B was talking about them in an IG live, and she was saying, period. I sound like the City Girls. I didn't know who they were.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so Cardi, in my opinion, put them on, but they were grinding, rapping, doing video. They grinded for those brands.
No, for sure.
And Caresha Please came about because people weren't putting respect on her rap name as Young Miami. She'd be in a club and they'd be like, shout out to Caresha. Like they know her, like they was friends and besties. So Caresha Please made sense. How else can you, as an individual in a group, you're in a group, but now what do you have going for yourself? JT's known for being a rapper because she's the real rapper of the group. Not saying that Young Miami can't rap, but the reality is JT writes her own raps. Yeah. She delivers. She got that I'm a rap girl persona, right? Whereas Young Miami is what a lot of the girl next door is like from a rap girl. We like them pretty, fun, spunky. And unless she was willing to deliver that, no matter who wrote for her, it wouldn't have been that. So yes, she grinded her behind up to where she was to get next to a Diddy, to be given those opportunities, and she had to show she was serious. So yeah, I don't believe that anything was just given. And I believe that if you are, a billionaire, you better get some things a little easier than that.
For sure. Look, like, she was supposed to do what she did. I'm not saying she wasn't
supposed to do what she did. And honestly, if I was her, I understand that the public pressure is a lot, but you should have stuck. I personally think like you could have stuck beside Diddy a little longer, just a little longer.
But I think that was a transactional relationship, so that's why.
It could be transactional, but she did love him. Is that what she said in the interview?
Yeah, she got love for him.
And she still love him. But the thing about it is, as a young girl who has a whole life in front of her, this is how I know Diddy matured. He let her go. He wasn't trying to let Cassidy go initially when she was trying to leave.
We seen that.
Right. He let her go and said, you know what? I am dealing with XYZ, XYZ. And you do have a career because you were Young Miami when I met you. And now you can go continue being Young Miami. And I've laid everything down for you. So whatever you do from here on out is up to you. And if you fail, it's because you were lazy.
Yeah.
So let's see what she does now. That's the kind of dialogue that I want to focus on. To say,
it's like what she does post Diddy.
I'm looking forward to what 2025 is going to look like for her. That will tell all. If your comment about her being talentless is true,
it's going to show.
We will see that in 2025 because there's no reason for Young Miami, aka Caresha, to fail at this stage.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Them Diddy contacts don't disappear. They don't. They don't just disappear.
Yeah. I mean, she has her connections and whatnot, but you're right. If she stays, I'm sure she's probably still going to be working with Diddy on the side. It just probably won't be publicized because let's face it, he still has money. He's just bad for your brand right now, so he's going to still want to get money in, slide somebody something on the low. Let's get this popping. I'll be a silent partner. Hey, for all we know, Diddy slide you some bread. And
I wish he mother chucking would, and I would go to the mother chucking moon. See, this is why. So this is what I will say about Caresha. I don't believe her work ethic is up to par. Because someone like me with that
same opportunity, you would have been
to the moon.
You'd have been out of here. Yeah, you'd have been out of here. I already know because you do a lot just by yourself.
By myself, or just pure grind.
Yeah.
Wishing and hoping on stars and stuff.
I guess we could use that as a segue into the. We could briefly just talk about the Jonathan Majors and Megan Good thing we were talking about in pre-production.
Those couples don't compare to the Diddy Caresha situation, but okay, we could talk.
Well, those of you that
was like more in your wheelhouse, the music industry and the hustle and all that, right?
I like Megan Good a lot. Like I said, she and I were at Tile downtown together. Her manager invited her out with her at the time boyfriend last summer, and I love her. She's a vibe. She's good people. She likes to stay off camera, and I love her. She's a vibe. Yeah. I think personally she could do better
than Jonathan Majors.
Absolutely.
What does better mean? Only she can say.
That's true. Better. That's true. Only she could say.
But he probably is better. Like as far as what she's had. You just said that she had some dude. I don't even know who he is. So.
See, you didn't.
That's what I'm saying. Like
he was like a big one of them evangelist preachers.
No, that was her ex-husband.
Creflo Dollar type dude.
Oh, is that what it was? Yeah, that was the ex-husband.
Yeah.
That was the ex-husband, and that's been long gone over.
Like, how long ago was that?
That was like at least 4 years ago.
Oh, I thought it was more recent. Okay.
Like 3 years ago, they were divorced. No, they were in the tabloids about getting a divorce about 3 years ago. I don't know when it was finalized. They were
together for a while, though, right?
They were together for a long time. This is why we didn't see her on the scene as much. Because she was trying to be holier than thou. But
I remember that.
Imagine being a preacher's wife, always being criticized about what you wear. Oh, her shoulders are out.
Yeah.
Nobody want to live their life like that. She a real life actress.
That's true.
She gonna show some skin. And Megan Good body look better in person, y'all.
I bet.
Ain't nobody gonna disagree with you there.
Great.
Listen, I see her in person. I'll pick her up like Michael Ealy too.
Keep your hands to yourself, dog.
Okay.
How you doing, girl? I've been a fan since you said, "Man, I hate him," to the ice cream guy.
So what happened though? Like between you said he was giving some sort of a speech or something.
So yeah, Jonathan Majors recently accepted an award, and during the speech, he was just giving thanks to his mom, and when he got to the Megan Good, by the time he got on Megan Good, he was like bawling, and everybody's kind of like. They're just looking at it like, you don't really mean that shit. Mm-hmm. See, this is how good of an actor he is, and it's one of those things where like that's probably so hard, like being an actor, dating another actor, especially if y'all are good actors.
Yeah, how do you know?
Megan Good is a career actress.
Right. She's been acting since she was a kid.
Pee-wee.
And this guy, he's
Cousin Skeeter.
He's like a top tier actor. So it's like. Like, how you gonna know when like somebody's really like being themselves? Like, what is themselves?
Wait a second. What's his top 3 roles? What's his biggest 3 roles?
All right. First time I seen him was in Lovecraft Country.
I love that show.
His character name was, but
yeah,
he was good in that. Creed 3 was it?
Creed and Ant-Man. I mean, that's
yeah.
And what was the last one?
Ant-Man. The Ant-Man movie. Like Ant-Man, those were his last 3 big movies. He's got one.
I've never seen that
right
show.
now.
I've never seen that show before.
Oh, it's a great show.
And he was also in Loki, the Loki show.
Oh yeah,
basically playing the same character, but a different version of the same character.
King, He Who Remains, or whatever. Yeah, but at all those, I think Creed and Lovecraft Country were his best. Like that I've seen his best acting gigs.
Okay.
I loved him in Creed, like the way he was like Lil Bro and Michael B. Jordan, like.
Okay, so now you gave me I got my marching orders, my assignment.
Yeah, you never seen Creed 3?
I didn't.
Did you see the first 2?
Don't be asking me questions.
Oh, okay, all right.
Lovecraft Country ain't seen that
interview.
No, okay, yeah, just watch it. Yeah. He was up next. That was supposed to be the whole thing about like people were so. I wouldn't say upset, disappointed is probably a better term, because he was on his way up. He was going to be the next big black actor, and then
he thought he had.
And then what happened?
He thought he had his Coretta, but it was with a white girl.
I know.
Oh yes, that's what I'm gonna be real. That is how I know him. That's when I first he really got put on my radar, and I hate that. Like that's what it takes for a lot of people to blow up. like some type of scandal. Like Doja Cat. The first time a lot of us on the East Coast heard of Doja Cat was when she was in this racist chat room thing and it was all over the blog.
Yeah. That was the first time I heard of her.
You feel me?
Yep.
And then out of nowhere, like 6 months later, she's everywhere.
Yeah.
So, yeah, unfortunately, it takes that negativity for a person to blow. So, yeah, he could still totally blow, but he ain't no Denzel.
He's up there at acting. I'm not saying he's better than Denzel, but he's up there for sure.
He could be like before Denzel was Denzel and he was like Mo Better Blues and stuff like that. That's where Jonathan Majors is.
Mo Better what?
Mo Better Blues.
It's a Denzel classic movie. She's a little younger than us. She's a little younger than us.
More homework.
You know.
A lot of his first movies he was just in Spike Lee joints, right? And he was up and coming actor. We knew he was good, but we didn't. He wasn't Denzel.
He wasn't Training Day. He wasn't okay. I got you.
Jonathan Majors kind of like that, but almost on a higher trajectory because he was in bigger movies.
Or
being part of Marvel is huge.
Yeah, heck yeah.
But then he blew it up, messing around with a white girl.
Yeah. So I saw the Ant-Man thing, and then I saw the white girl thing, and that's how I know him. So when I seen Megan with him, I was just thinking to myself, like, Megan, hello, girl. We getting older. And like, I don't like to see, because she's stunningly beautiful and so fun. She's like a breath of fresh air to be around. Like, I don't know how she is in her personal life, but I just feel like I just want something like monumental for her. You feel me? Like, for someone who grinded her entire life in her position, I would love to see her do the Eve thing. It ain't gotta be a white man. It don't gotta be a UK man.
What's do the Eve thing? Catch a billionaire lick?
Or somebody that don't gotta be even a billionaire, but somebody like that.
So, but here's the thing. If she gets with let's say catches a lick like Eve, where's the motivation to work after that? You got a billionaire husband.
When you want to.
Yeah, but then usually when you get a man like that, he don't want you back in the States on set and all that. Like, we got bread. Like, what are you doing? Stay here at home. We got everything's taken care of.
Yes and no. I mean, the thing about it is I think a woman can absolutely have both, but it's on her terms. So, like, no longer am I going to take this role that has me always playing these promiscuous women, because now I'm not looking at the $100,000 that I need to pay my mortgage.
Right.
I'm looking at how will this contribute to my body of work and what
your legacy.
My legacy. So I think that is just more of the freedom to work when I want to. And what if she doesn't want to act?
So let me challenge you. Let me challenge you with this then. So you said go the Eve route, right? So before Eve got with him, Eve had a TV show. Eve was doing movies. Eve was doing music. Since she's gotten with him, the only time I've seen her is when she popped out for a day to do verses in the pandemic. I haven't seen her since then.
But that's probably because you don't follow Eve. She's done a lot of dope things. She's done more modeling, I feel like, than she's done her typical acting and music related stuff. But
that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, like, where's the music? Like, she did that tambourine.
Yeah, but I also feel like, I'm gonna be real, right? A female rapper in this day and age to go back and decide to do music, because she's got, like, she's much older than me, because she's on grown woman sitcoms when I was in grade school, right? But why would I, as a grown woman, voluntarily have to make music to compete in the arena of Sexy Reds and Cardi B's? Why would I want that?
So I'll push back and say, when Eve was making music, I never felt like she had to compete with other women. In my mind, she was always just her own. She was just her own lane. Because, like you said, for example, she had relationships like that where she was doing music that a lot of other women in the rap category couldn't do. Like that. Let me blow your mind. You're not gonna see Sexy Red or Glorilla doing a song like that.
But Cardi B was doing songs with Maroon 5.
Oh, no, for sure.
That's what I was dancing for dollars.
Yeah, but look, Eve don't have to compete with her, because look, Cardi still ain't dropped the album since that last one. And probably
she don't got to either. She just collected
so,
diamond plaques off the last one. And honestly, I think that holding out but staying relevant was probably one of the best things that Cardi B did. Because now she can has the bragging rights of saying, hey, my fans waited for me and they love me so much they're still streaming this album, and that's why I have diamond albums. Whereas a lot of female rappers don't have them because they're trying to compete in an arena where you got to have a new album every year or every other year. She didn't do it. She held out and she got all these diamond plaques.
Yeah.
And now she can move on and do the same thing with that next album if she wanted to.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm her, I don't even make another album, honestly.
She will now.
I wouldn't do it at all.
I
would continue to do what I've been doing. I drop my own single
when I want.
Once a year,
Features.
and I do 2 or 3 features a year, and that's what I'll just give you
And
the
my
next
brand
5-6
is
years.
staying and that's what I use to keep my brand relevant.
Might have been cool with that before, but with this divorce and shit coming, she gonna be back out on the streets again. It's not even. It's like now she needs something to do, because her thing, she really was into this being married, being a wife, being a mother shit.
Yeah.
Well, shit, she about to have 3 kids. She got plenty to do.
So a lot of her energies was really
and
focused
she didn't
on
have
that.
let's add that she didn't have a nanny. She
Yeah,
does
that's
not
what I'm
have a
saying.
nanny.
A lot of her energy was really focused on that. Now that that's kind of broken up and all this shit, she got something else to focus her energy on, and she needs something else to build her self-esteem back up. Having a husband, you throw everything out like that nigga still can't.
Get it together.
She's gonna need something to help build herself up. She's gonna be out here killing it again. Give her a little bit of time to heal and bring her shit back together. She's gonna be out here killing it again. But if she was in a happy marriage, we would probably never would have got another album out of her.
Or she would do a collaborative album.
Actually, I
also.
think the opposite. I think if she would have been in a good marriage, we would have been got an album.
We would have.
Because she would have had the support from him, and she wouldn't be stressed out. Like, this nigga got her all the way fucked up.
And insecure. When your man is cheating on you.
Your confidence is low. I'm Cardi B and I'm getting cheated on. Like, that's how Beyonce felt with the whole, I'm Beyonce.
We're not talking about.
They all get cheated on, bro. That ain't got nothing to do with how beautiful you are.
They not all getting cheated on, but yes, a lot of
They all can get cheated on.
they all can get. Okay.
And that's because cheating, it has nothing to do with them. It's the cheater. But we always think it's you, but it's them.
Stop pointing over here.
I couldn't go with it.
All right. Is that why you?
Yeah, like so if you've been cheated on, I'm telling you, it was nothing to do with you. It was the
Yeah.
other person.
Yeah, that's true.
It's true.
But you can't help but think it like, okay, if I wasn't less this or more that or whatever, maybe that person wouldn't have done that. But you still got to remember they did that.
Yeah.
You didn't make them. You didn't contribute to it.
Yeah, I mean, and that's something that I've told women when I was in relationships. I'm like, quit being so worried about if I'm gonna cheat. If I'm telling you I'm not gonna cheat, I care for you. You have to just either trust it or don't. Because at the end of the day, if I want to cheat, I can cheat. I'm a grown ass person. This ain't. We ain't kids no more where I need permission to go outside. Like if I want to cheat, I make money. I can go get a hotel. I fly here. I can do that if I want to do that. Yeah. So just control what you can control. Like why are you gonna stress yourself out and worry about things you can't control?
Yeah,
like
easily said than done. Because women are more emotional than men, right?
Yeah.
So men are more on the logical side.
That's a fact.
And that's because men have the job of protecting and providing, right? So you cannot be emotional when you have a family to feed because you could risk it all and your family will then suffer. Your next generation, your lineage could be over.
Right.
So we're just encoded differently. Women, we worry because that nurturing aspect is how we properly care for our children. You know, unfortunately, a lot of women just put more of that energy into a man and not their children. You know, and I feel like a lot of us men felt that we've done that at one stage of our life, you know? But.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why y'all looking at me?
Tag you in.
Well, I was gonna ask, did your wife ever do that?
Do what?
Put more energy into you than the kids?
Our motto is fuck them kids.
Oh.
Nah. I'm saying we've always put a lot of importance in our relationship and not put the kids above all, because what you wind up being is a roommate in the house with y'all. Then once the kids is gone, then what you got?
Right.
So we're at that stage where like I'm actually about to drive my second youngest out to college tomorrow. What? Yeah. Tomorrow.
Shout out.
And then
get me started on that one. That's why I had to go to the airport today.
Mm-hmm.
So the kids is on their way out. We only have a couple in the house or whatever anyway. So throughout our relationship, we focused on like us being together and spending time and doing stuff.
Yeah.
You know, minus the kids. Like we don't always do things as a family with all the kids around.
Right.
Like we're that couple that will go get something to eat and be like, oh, we running errands. Like, where you going? I'd be like, crazy, want to come? And then we leave.
Where you going? Crazy, want to come?
we eat or whatever, come back, and then we like hide in the bags and stuff in the bags, wiping our mouths. I smell like fries.
Yeah.
Trying, you know, so the kids don't know we ate nothing.
So they got some fucking sandwiches meanwhile y'all's over there busting down Popeyes?
No, we'll actually cook some. We'll cook some. We won't do that. We used to do this thing called the fitting for yourself night. Like whatever's in the house, get in where you fit.
Leftover night.
Yeah, we're like, we be out. Leftovers, crackers, whatever the hell is in the house. Fit for yourself.
Right, you better get that hamburger helper, Robin. Okay?
Yeah, but it's all that to say we definitely put energy into just us, and we don't do the whole putting the kids. So asking, has she ever put the children before me? If we did, it's like we did that together, not really she did it before me.
Okay.
Like even in my house, I prefer that she feeds the children before she feeds me. Whereas some people are like, oh, you should feed your man first. Well, to me, for us, we make sure our children are good together. So I don't feel a way if she makes dinner and the kids are getting fed first. I prefer that. But that's because we've talked about it and that's what we agree on. And whatever's good for you in your house, that's cool. That's just what we do. That's
right. All. I think since we brought that up, I'm a fan of training your children. See, I believe that it's the man's job to put the wife first, the wife's job to put the children first, and train those children that as a collective, we all put daddy first. And part of putting daddy first is, you know, how do we make his life easy? When he come home from work, I better not have no noise. This house, you know what I'm saying? No noise. And even if the house is in spick and span, the common areas that he got to walk into should at least be some kind of friendly. Yeah. And sit, light a candle. Something got to be stimulate those pleasure senses, right? Senses. So I think that for me, I've never been the take the plates and give it to my children first. I personally could never see that happening. But when you start having teenage children, the way you do it is that teenage child, go put your father here. You, girl, get your behind in this kitchen. Here, go put daddy's plate down. Here, put Alicia's plate down. Put your plate down. And I'll take care of my own. And then we'll join at the table. If we're eat at the table type of family. Mm-hmm. Or if we're not an eat at the table type family, make his plate and have her trained, because I think that what we're not doing is training our daughters to be wives. We're training them to be baby mamas and girlfriends. And that's the reason why we have girls giving 5 and 10 years of their lives to a man who has never put a ring on their finger. You train them to be a wife. As a mom, go take daddy his plate.
These kids don't want to be wives no more.
That's because they're hung. What are they seeing?
They see two happily married couple. They still don't want to be married no more. That's what you would like. See, in my family, there's a lot of married.
The rut of the noise. Because see, in my household, we shame baby mamas. I shame baby mama culture around me. I gotta make it like you gotta make it certain things like it's such a taboo that they feel as if they are not only a disgrace to their family. That doesn't work. But they're degrading themselves. And I always compare, oh, you want to hang around with auntie such and such? Is there anything about her life that you want to replicate? You like her apartment? You like her lifestyle? You like her job? Do you even like the way she dressed? Is there anything about that person's life that you want to be yours? Then I advise you to sit your dumb ass down and listen.
Hey, you right about that, though.
Because I'm not, because we can also...
You instill the fear early, that's all. It's like, it's an off example, but Waterboy. That girl's the devil, Bobby. You just, and then it got to the point he wanted to stay away from girls, It's just, same thing. You shame the baby mamas. Like, you don't want to be that. You want to be this. You want to be a wife. You want to be valued. You want to be protected, cared for, supported. You don't want to be fucking crashing out on fucking Twitter spaces like Cardi B. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but the two aren't like mutually exclusive. Just because you don't want to be a wife doesn't mean you're gonna be a baby mama. You see what I'm saying?
So you're not gonna have any children?
That's what the fuck these kids are doing right now.
Which is okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Everyone has their choice to not have children.
Children are having children.
I respect that.
Like a lot of these, I'm not. When I say these kids, I'm not even talking about mine. I just deal with. I'm a manager and a supervisor and stuff. I always manage a bunch of people, And then because of that, I'm good with talking and interacting with people. And I like to listen to their lives and why they make the decisions that they make and all that
and
stuff.
the music that they listen to and the culture that they have adapted, which is why their minds are filled with, it's like a cesspool of of in New York, they call it slizzy. Y'all know what that is out here?
Yeah.
Slizzy?
Let me go into one. What slizzy mean?
Like, so, slizzy. Y'all know who Cash Cobain is out here? Okay. So, out in the city, this is why I don't play them too close. Cash Cobain and his crew, they got this thing slizzy. Oh, she want to be slizzy so bad, meaning in the crew. So what happens is like Cash and and say Becky and Cash together tonight, we all chilling or whatever. But like Cash on the road, Frankie still around or whatever, we all hanging out, we still outside going viral. Well, guess what? Becky and Frankie decide they want to hook up. So what? We all loving a crew around here. Everybody's kind of sleeping with each other and nobody cares because it's kind of like allowed. We slizzy. We all kind of do what we do. Nobody's indebted to anybody. Nobody's in their feelings. None of that. And that's just like kind of what's going on. Like people, this is why I used to speak out a lot against Amber Rose and her slut walks. And I was like, no, that culture is detrimental to the family structure. That culture is detrimental. But the issue is that you can't tell children that. Why would you condemn a dirty glass? You merely have to present a clean one. Nobody wants to drink muddy waters. But where's the clean glass? And that is where we have the harsh reality of looking at ourselves in the mirror. Like me, I have to live down mistakes that I made even young, at a very young age. I left my first marriage for no good reason, other than the fact that my unmarried older sister was telling me that I was too good for him. And I got tired of my mom loaning money, not thinking that, dang, even though he was so much older than me, I was a teenager. I was 18 when I met him. We got married 3 months later. At that time, I'm thinking, you much older. 25 is not grown. I know that now. Of course.
Oh, he was 25?
He was 25.
When you said much over, I was thinking like 45.
No,
50.
he was like 25 or something when I got married. And I was 18, which to me at that time, I thought he was grown. He had his own place. He was already married before he had 2 kids. I thought he was a grown-ass man. And I'm thinking like...
Done some grown things, that's for sure.
Yeah. So, but then I started thinking like, oh my God, maybe I am too good. His parents are in their 60s and they're just now about to buy their first house. He's showing signs of being lackadaisical, getting fired from jobs, not being able to hold it down. I'm over here pregnant, going to job interviews. Like is this? I didn't come from this. Yeah. But he was such a good man, a loyal husband. You didn't have to worry about certain things that a lot of the world worries about. His faith, devout Muslim man. Like, so when you start thinking about what really matters in the scheme of a marriage, we're not teaching our children what to value and how to endure.
I think life experiences for a lot of people. You can tell kids, I was a person with kids, you can tell kids a lot of shit. They still need to go touch the fire a lot of times. And they just don't believe you. Not only that, as you're saying, like people being influenced by the outside, all these children, as much as, people in the house, you can talk against it, they're inundated all these negative messages. And partially it's our generation's fault because we went online and told all these horror stories about what it was like growing up as a kid and being married or all this other kind of shit. So now they grow up like, fuck that. I'm not trying to do none of that stuff. Nobody talks about the good stuff.
But you shack up and live a married life with somebody who's not married to you and you get access to your womb. Y'all even buying houses together, boyfriends and girlfriends.
I always find that crazy. Crazy. Who
just posted that? Someone just posted that King Combs and his girlfriend just bought a house together.
Is it that he bought a house and they're together or they bought a house together?
Well, she posted that they just got their first home. So it don't really matter.
Yeah, he bought the house.
He may have bought the house, but it looks like both their names is on it.
Okay.
But I know what you mean. You definitely see that where people are buying a house and then you see later like, we're breaking up and this, that, and the other. And now we got stocks and bonds and houses we need to split. You weren't supposed to do none of that shit till you got married. What are y'all doing?
Yeah, but that's why some states even still implement the common law. Like, even though you never walked down the aisle, like, if you live together, I think if you guys were together under the same roof with the same address for up to 7 years, you still have to file a legal divorce. There's a couple situations of people having to literally go through that because they had so much stuff together. As a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Never.
Man, I think as far as relationships and all that goes, everybody, the world, especially the Western world, is really trying to figure out and redefine like what it means. But the problem is they're throwing their baby out with the bathwater, right? There are definitely some good things about the way marriage and stuff was done before. Yeah, it's old school.
What?
That's like
throw the baby out with the bathwater.
You're bathing a baby and the water is dirty, so you're trying to get rid of the water. So instead of just getting rid of the water, you threw the baby out with it too. So to get rid of you did get rid of the problem.
To get rid of the dirt, you got rid of the whole baby? Babies don't get but so dirty.
That's why they say you threw the baby out with the bathwater. That's where the term comes from. So they're basically throwing the whole thing away and not taking out any of the good things from it. And they're trying to rebuild what didn't need to be rebuilt because those things were already in structure. And they're wondering why all this stuff they're trying isn't working. We already knew that shit didn't work. It's just y'all threw it all away and now you're refiguring it out again. That's what I think.
I think that when we also try to take spiritual, I think we often are talking about our physical health. Now we're talking about mental health and emotional health, which is, a new phenomenon, but we lack the discussion of spiritual health. And I believe the reason why most situations are not lasting is that the lack of godliness or spirituality, rather whatever you believe in, whether you're Muslim, Christian, Jewish, or nothing, just spiritual. There has to be a level of that together. From my experience, that is actually something very important that I think that this generation is leaving out because we're consuming so much at a rapid pace that no one's giving enough thought to that.
The spiritual side?
The spiritual aspects of life. Spirituality, period. I think that is something that a lot of us are neglecting. Our very creation and how we guide our lives, what we consider morale, is spiritually connected. Mm-hmm. How do we know that it's wrong to kill someone who did something wrong to us? If you're an atheist, then technically murder shouldn't be wrong. Oh, he slept with my wife. He deserved me to kill him. Why do we know that it's wrong? People take away spirituality and then try to fill it with some other type of excuse. But the reality is that spiritual grounding, the more you pay attention to it, and this is something that I'm learning as well, and something that I'm doing as well, the more we start really doing shadow work and unraveling a lot of issues in your life, you will find spirituality. Whether you want to attribute it to the universe and energy or whatever it is, however you want to coin it, spirituality needs to be implemented amongst millennials in beneath. We're leaving it alone because of uglies we've seen in the church, uglies we've seen in the synagogue or whatever it is, but we cannot neglect it. And
people are free to come and go and believe as they want and don't want. The only way to do what you're saying is to force them.
No.
Because right now, anybody can come to church. There's plenty of presentation going on. Plenty. People are still choosing otherwise because there's plenty of presentation.
No. You're presenting it as T.D. Jakes can give a great speech. I listen to T.D. Jakes regularly. And I am not of whatever form of belief that he is in, But the message and the inspiration and the spiritual grounding and the historical context. See, the reason why I take things and lessons from biblical, it's the historical context, right? Mm-hmm. I believe that most of theology can be proven historically. And when you start finding contradictions, that's okay, but you have to think of what are the principles being presented. And that is what's being neglected. We're not showing principles. We're giving the lecture without that. We're not presenting this as historical fact and how history repeats itself and how this is our success. Like in Islam, we have a saying that says your prayers are your success. Mm-hmm. But the Bible also says that faith without works is dead. So you can pray on your knees all day until they're bloody. But if you're not doing nothing or working in harmony with those prayers, then what the heck is it?
But then there's evidence of people who don't believe in shit with themselves and money and are wildly successful.
But so you know what? Money is...
see that, though. It's just a contradicting message Because
no, actually, it's
when
good.
people do pay attention to real life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you see that sort of stuff going on, people having success in spite of an absence of spirituality, it makes people question.
There's no absence of spirituality with people whose God is money. That's their God. There's a science to making money. Once you learn that science, you will be able to replicate it. That is the reason why most millionaires lose it and they get it back times 10, because there is a science, a formula, and a spiritual replication that goes to and again, I don't know it all, but I'm telling you, money is a God. Getting money is a God. And I'm telling you as a person who, like, I've learned a lot in this marriage. I've learned a lot from watching people around him. I've learned a lot from people that I've been around in business, even in the Jewish faith, like my brother is like a super from Jew, and he's talks about things and they say all Jews just about know how to swim, because there's things and you have to teach them how to make a living. If you have not taught your child how to swim and how to make a living, you have not raised that child. Therefore, God is not pleased with you, for lack of a better explanation, right? Mm-hmm. There's more to it than that. I'm paraphrasing. Making money for your family is a Jewish man's responsibility and his goal for his family's sake. Mm-hmm. But once you get good at your business, you get good at making that money. Once you get good at it, it becomes almost like an addiction to the point where that money then becomes a god. The trick is to not get consumed with the making of the money, that you now neglect the cause of why it was so important for you to make that money. Money becomes a lot of people's god. And they become successful because with making money, you have to do good business, ethics. A lot of people who, I'm just saying.
I know about that ethics part.
There's a level of ethics to it.
And ethics is a matter of perception.
It is a matter of perception. Exactly. So ethics meaning I can shake your hand and I mean what I say what I mean. Whether or not we're putting Red 40 knowing that it's causing autism in children in the product that I'm selling, and that may not be great, and the chemicals that I'm feeding the masses, that's not really ethical. Mm-hmm. However, my business partner may say, she is so honest. Anytime we do a business deal, I feel comfortable not even going to the meetings because I know she'll never steal from me. I know that she brings back all the paperwork, all of these type of things. Ethics. Most people who are, maybe they're not spiritual, but they are if they're good at making money. Unless they come from a wealthy family and it was handed to them, and 9 times out of 10, their children lose their family's wealth. Every 3 generations, wealthy families suffer because they make weak men. Hard times make strong men, as you know. So yeah, there's many different layers to this life thing, you know?
I was just sitting back, just listening to you two. I became a viewer. Nah, y'all were getting deep on that one though.
That was nice. We could go deeper.
We could go deeper. That was the
people got lives. You know what I'm saying?
Pause.
What?
I know, right? I don't know. Anyway,
he said, I don't know. It's the fact that he knows, but he just say, I don't know. And you never mind. Anyway.
What?
None. I know there's somebody out there. I know there's somebody out there watching and they're dying laughing right now. Like, Danny's the man. He's my favorite character on the show now. Of course, that's the youngins probably saying that. The old head's like, this nigga here.
Danny De Niro.
So, I know we touched on all those serious topics, but is there anything you want to tell us about, like, you know, what you got going on? Anything that they can look forward to in the future? Like,
I didn't know this was an interview.
No, not for sure. It's not an interview.
Now, just understand that Lish 2X is on Fubu Radio, Witness by Lish talk show, Witness by Lish blog. If you want to know what's going on the New York City scene, sometimes I recap it on my blog, lish2x.com. I call it Witness by Lish. You know, get added to the witness list, subscribe for the updates. And, I have a new video Lish 2X featuring Steph G, Bought a Bag remix coming out soon.
Hey.
Okay, song is dropping September 6th. The video is dropping right after Fashion Week. New York Fashion Week's my favorite holiday.
Hey.
September 16th. Okay. The music video is styled by Rondice, a luxury fashion house on the rise. And it's, it's going to be fabulous. A lot of I have so many things going on. Like, honestly, I'll be here really long-winded. And that's why I'm overwhelmed and like stressed out half the time because, it's a lot.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and you do, for the most part, most of it, everything by yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you have a team, but...
Not really, actually.
But nobody works as hard as you work.
I don't have a team anymore. I don't have a publicist anymore. I do a lot myself. And that's why I'm so mad that I left my laptop in New York, rushing out the house, because I have so much.
You left your life behind.
Right. I have so many.
Do they still come through on the phone and all that, though?
Yeah, but the thing about it is I want to send, like, emails to start pitching. Like, my song is called Bought a Bag because I mentioned a lot of fashion and a lot of different brands in there. So I want to see about trying to get like a few sponsors for my single release party. I want to send some emails and try to get some partnerships. Maybe like I can go to a showroom. Hey, if you have a Telfar showroom, I have a song and I'm mentioning your brand. Do you think we can shoot some content in your place? Or I reach out to like whomever it is that may want to hear it. So how am I going to do all those emails and all of that stuff on a cell phone? And then I may need to attach EPKs and I need to edit it and update it. I have a lot that I need to do that I never have the time to do in New York because I'm always outside. So now I'm here in Texas and I have like a good 2-3 weeks to just sit down and get it done. And I left the dang on laptop.
Have somebody ship it to you right quick.
Who gonna go in my apartment and ship me my laptop?
That's up to you. You got no friends that you can let in, or there's not a spare key, or can you?
My cleaning lady got my key.
Yeah. Oh, just give me your key. Remember, I'm going there this weekend. Then I'm coming back. Duh, there you go.
The cleaning lady could link. You could link the cleaner lady. She lives on the Lower East Side.
There you go.
And you can stay at my house if you don't have a place to stay.
Oh, look, works out perfect again.
Golden line, solving problems everywhere you go.
I like that.
Yeah,
I love that.
I'm doing a little quick turnaround. Boom, there you go. Then
I might actually take you up on that because I was just obsessing over the fact that I left my laptop and dropped the ball, and I intentionally didn't put the top lock on. Don't break into my house.
Well, they don't know where you stay.
In case somebody who knows where I stay.
Oh, okay.
I intentionally did it in case I wanted the cleaning lady to go and clean my room before I got home. But I don't know if I trust her to do it while I'm gone. She's probably going to just milk the clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't have cameras?
So I'm one of those people that buy the stuff but don't set it up. Like I bought a Ring camera. It's on my door. I have never set it up. It's just on my door. Never.
Wait, didn't you say you're married? Or you were married?
No, she's married. But,
okay, so
but you're grabbing her into a trap right now.
I'm not trying to do that. I was just, math wasn't mathing
that
for me.
apartment in New York is mine. The house in Texas is his.
That means nothing. Because if my wife had an apartment somewhere else, I would still have to make sure that shit is set up.
Oh, aren't you such a good husband? That means you care.
20 some odd years.
Okay.
Not for nothing.
And may God bless you with 20 more.
And faithful the whole time.
I hope, what is that? That would be 45?
45 what?
If you said 25 more years, it'd be 45, 50 years.
You've been married for 25?
Yeah.
So may he bless you with 25 more years. Happily.
50 years. How old am I? I would be happy to make it that long. 25 years.
Yeah, he got to get with you though on your diet plan or something.
I'm 46.
Yeah.
You don't think that you'll be alive another 25 years and you're only 36?
At any point in my life, I think I was going to be alive another 25 years. I say no. So.
Yeah, you got to fix your diet.
I'm telling you, when I was 19 and healthy as hell, you said, "Hey,
you don't think you're gonna
25? Nah.
Why? Do you come from like a rough area that you see a lot of death?
Yes, and had people die and stuff like that. I think that's where, like we were talking earlier about the whole kids thing and all that. I told Danny this before. Everyone's a product of their upbringing and stuff. And for me personally, I felt ignored as a child. So when you say everybody catering to dad in the house, Like I'm catering to listen to the kids. I could be completely doing something. My kids now will just walk up to me and start talking to me, and I'll drop whatever I'm doing and listen because no one did that for me when I was coming up, and I wanted that. So I'll do that for them. So it's almost like I feel like I wasn't put first. So now I make sure they're put first.
That's great. But do you also feel like your family pours into you in that same way or similarly? Because children will never do for us what we do for them.
My wife makes sure she does.
You have a wonderful wife. See, you sound like somebody that I'm going to talk about because the thing about it is, I think it's so important that people understand that you're not going to be happy all the time, right? Mm-hmm. It's important that you understand that there's a difference between happiness and joy. You find joy in a marriage, then keep it. Happiness is a facade. It's a feeling. Feelings are not always real. I can feel like you don't like me, but that doesn't mean it's true. Maybe you have a lot on your mind and you're just not being friendly to me because you have a lot on your mind. You just underwent something, or because, I'm a female and you're a married man, and you just don't interact with women a certain way. And
that's exactly what it is.
No, but I'm just saying.
I've had that situation where someone thinks I don't like them. It's not that. I just don't interact with other women like that.
Period. Like, and rightfully so. Like, I've had men tell me before that I was stuck up or standoffish because when I meet men, I don't like them inviting themselves to my body. What makes you think that I owe you a hug because we just met?
True.
I'll shake your hand. Yeah, but see, I'm in entertainment, so I'm always in rooms where it's almost like I'm being impolite. And I feel like so I have to give a part of myself and my values to make other people feel comfortable. And as a woman, when you don't do that, what's the first word that comes out their people's mouth? She's a what?
She's stuck up. She's a bitch is probably the word.
That's what it is. So, and it's not that I'm that. It's that it's just like, I don't even know you. And why should I invite you to touch my body? But goes back to what I was saying earlier, that culture, slut walks and sexual liberation and things like that. Men are going to try to cop a feel at any given moment if you're willing to give it to them. I was sitting having a drink at the bar with Mr. Danny De Niro earlier, and the window, he saw a woman walk that way, and she was coming across it. He goes, hold on. He stops me mid-sentence to say, I got to look at these legs going by. Like, that is the nature of men wanting to, have access, etc., right? Mm-hmm. If I don't choose to hug a man at first meeting and he goes in for the hug and I go, whoa, like, I'm not friendly, I'm a bitch, I'm stuck up, because I feel like you don't get to invite yourself to my body. I'm just meeting you. Shake my hand. What happened to that?
That's got to be tough.
It's very tough. Yeah. Like, what happened to handshakes? Well, why I got to meet you and hug you automatically?
I do that every time we have a female guest here. I start with the handshake, and depending on how the interview and everything goes at the end, if I feel like we warmed up to one another, then I might go for the hug.
But now it's bad. It's so bad out here. And I was like, I have people who literally tell me I'm not friendly. I'm like, I'm super friendly. I'll chat with you all day. But I just don't want you hugging me. And it's nothing against you. I just don't want men that comfortable with me. I'm not a free-for-all for men. I'm not that
free-for-all.
I'm just not. I'm not smiling in random men's face. I'm not that girl.
Yeah.
I just don't. I never was that girl.
Yeah. And you don't want to open up any kind of weird doors.
For unnecessary conversations because they got comfortable.
Yeah.
I smiled too long.
Yep. And then before you know it, guys have their own ideas. Mm-hmm.
You would know how?
You said I would know how. What? Mm-hmm. I'm just going off of what I've heard in the industry. Like, you got people that had promising careers, and then before you know it, they were getting taken advantage of.
Yeah.
Like what's the girl's name in Florida? Back in the day, she was big. Jackie O.
Jackie O.
I think that was her name. I think it was Jackie O. She had.
I know the name Jackie O.
I read that name.
She had a lot of potential, but then she ended up getting passed around the industry.
Same thing with, and I don't care. I'm gonna say it. Like, that's the same reputation like Chinese Kitty has. That's the same reputation that.
I have no idea who that is.
Chinese Kitty?
I thought you were talking about Hello Kitties.
Chinese Kitty, she's another rap girl. She's Honestly, I do care because I love her mom, and I never want, shout out to Chinese Nikki. I don't ever want her to think I'm talking bad about her donor.
Crazy words.
But that's just the truth. Like, for instance, I'll give you an example. And the reason why I'm saying this is because it is the truth. A lot of people don't take her seriously because no matter what, she be on the big blogs, the Hollywood Unlocks and the this and the third. But they don't take her serious. And she has decent music. But she's not a nice girl. She's not a girl's girl with other girls. And she's been passed around. Like, if a dude got that bag,
she owned it.
Like, that's what I heard. I don't like to say that, but that's what I've heard. Like, a girl and I ran into Favi and them at an event, some NBA event. And Chinese Kitty was having a single release party that night. He didn't even know about it, apparently. And he was like, oh, shucks, she having a party? I'm going. I'm trying to hit that tonight. And then I'm seeing, okay. So there was a couple of bigger rappers there, and all in their respective sections.
Yeah.
And of course, Favi being the biggest name in the room at the moment. I mean, there's Davies there, who's the finest. And,
oh boy, here we go.
And I feel
Won't he do it?
And Favi short in her room, Bogart in the room, all up and turning up with her to her song, because I think they got a song together and everything. But you think that if he not sliding in her, he care about promoting that song? You think no, he doesn't.
I mean, those are harsh accusations, man.
Those are the accusations that was openly said by him in a public environment in front of a girl who runs her mouth. Shout out to Black Molly, I love you, but that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the whole Baddies in Motion. And that's what he said. Oh, shucks, I'm going to her party. I'm trying to hit that tonight. So it becomes a gamble of who won possibly get lucky that night.
Yeah.
And no female should be comfortable with that being her MO. Otherwise, you should be in the sex selling business. Shout out to the girls that do porn and are video vixens and stay in their lane, because they are selling sex, and there's no question if they're selling sex or not. That is what they're selling, and that is what people are buying, and that's why they're capitalizing off of it, so they can sell whatever else products they come up with. They want to sell makeup and all that later on. That's great.
Yeah.
But they're selling sex. You want to be a rapper and you want to sell sex at the same time, you have to do it tastefully or get out the game. You're going to spend all the money that you're spending on, all the money that you make selling your ass, you're going to end up paying the same guys back in the music industry. You better off not rapping.
Wow.
It's true. You got to pay for features, studio time, beats, marketing, promotion. So you mean to tell me that I'm going to sleep with you? You gave me 20 bands. You done spent like 20 bands at a store. But guess what? I got to spend that same 20 bands to record the song, get it mixed, mastered, shoot the video. And the video alone could cost you 20 bands. And now I got to pay you to show up, because you may not even show up to the set because you probably laying with somebody else right now. You ain't thinking about my cat.
So what's the point of all that if you're not like...
My point exactly. This is why a lot of female rappers don't make it when they're selling sex. That's my point. There is no point. It's literally chasing your tail. What are you doing it for? A few nice handbags? That mean nothing at the end of the day. Because if I need to pay my rent, this Louis bag is not worth what I paid for it. Now, if it was Hermes, it'd probably be worth more than what I paid for it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not even, a lot of these girls aren't even students of fashion to know what to invest in. So they're aimlessly out here just trying to get it. And they fall upon different beds of people that can't do anything for them.
Wow.
Very sad.
I always assumed that there was like a definite exchange of goods going on here. But it sounds like
maybe
that was the goods.
No. I mean, like, I'm fucking, and then you paying for these items that she said that people still have to pay for.
Yeah, like,
that's the feature.
I'll give you the 16.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I get that poom poom. But then, like she said, you still got to pay for all this other stuff. I ain't say I was paying for all that. I give you the 16 here
because that's free.
Here's the files that's in your email. Now you figure out the rest.
All right. Okay. I see.
And they may never post it. Megan Thee Stallion is a good example of not someone who slept with someone for a fee. She paid Future $250,000 for a verse, who never posted it and promoted her album not one time.
That wasn't part of the deal, probably.
Well, he didn't need to.
He doesn't need to, but
it would have been good business.
It would have helped.
But he probably didn't care to. He just wanted the bag. He didn't care.
He wanted the bag. She wasn't trying to come up off that ass. And he was like, all right, well, that's the number.
Yeah.
In reality, I mean, in rap girl world, like, I don't listen to Future. So for us, it benefited him. But he looking at it like, I'm the bigger artist because it's
which he is.
Which he is. It's a male-dominated industry. But I think that a video with Megan Thee Stallion for Future, where she is in her career, would have been good for him as well. No matter what you think.
Yeah, it also depends on whatever his alliances are as well. So,
he's got handlers and shit too. They made him and telling him this is a bad look.
Yeah, because of the Tory Lanez thing, then you shouldn't have did the song.
No, why? Why not? You want to get the bag. It's going to be a B-side cut on the album. Who cares?
Let me tell you, so many people declined doing the song with 6ix9ine after that rat situation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And Kodak did the song with 6ix9ine and called him and said, in the song, I got a rat giving me cheese. He still dissed him in the verse because he got $1 million cash for that verse, right?
Yeah.
And he did it.
Yeah.
So there's people who took that route, but there was people who just was not even returning the call, who was not trying to hear it. Be one of those then if you feel like, if you want to stand on business then. Be one of those.
I think where Meg messed up her business, if she was going to pay that amount of money for something, it should have had some clauses in there. Like, okay, you're going to do the verse, but you're also going to do the video. You're going to promote it. You're going to,
Yeah, that's what happens. But a lot of us get caught up in not doing contracts because we're excited in the moment.
And then plus relationships. Most times somebody's just going to do it off the humble. You don't need to put it on in a contract, because the person is going to just do that to keep that working relationship. Whereas he was just like, look, I'm going to get this quick money, keep it moving.
Or if they're on the same album, on the same label. Like sometimes the labels is paying for this stuff because, but it is what it is. I don't like to make speculations on, other people's business. At this point, I'm trying to be in the conversation of a Megan Thee Stallion. So she got good problems for my lens.
I don't say you don't want to be all the way in the same conversations.
Oh, no.
I mean, overall, though, she up, I would say. So
she up.
Right now.
She up.
Maybe last year, not so much.
Yeah.
But right now, she up.
Everybody's entitled to take a break because it's not easy being in the spotlight. I'm going to be real. If I could do this, like be able to do shows and make good money and all that kind of stuff, the fame aspect is like the last on the list. Because watching, Stacey go through what he went through with, overnight success, it's nothing worse than having rich people problems and not having the money to really compensate for it, right?
Right.
Imagine being so popular and famous that people want to talk to you and stuff like that at places, but when you really don't want to be bothered and you politely decline, they all ball you. So that means what? You got to have 1 or 2 guards with you at all times. Now that's a salary. You're a prisoner in your own life. I would like to not get to that level.
And paying for a privilege of it too. That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's fame.
I would love to go the old school route of, taking my business overseas and coming home and being able to live normally. Tina Turner did the opposite.
Yeah.
Tina was like, oh, I'm not as big as Madonna in the U.S., so I'm going over there with them because over there, I'm just as big as Madonna sharing all them white women.
Yeah.
And that's where she lived until the very last day of her life.
Or she moved to like Sweden or some shit like that, right?
Somewhere that she was celebrating.
Yeah.
And I respect it.
Got a husband from there and everything. So.
Period.
Yeah, it's like 50 with these the final lap, whatever he was calling that concert. He was going overseas, and 50, his name overseas is like it's 50 Cent. Like he's selling out arenas. He's not selling out arenas over here because that ship has passed for us. We're like
on to the next.
Yeah, on to the next.
Do you think that's not happening to Drake?
No, because Drake is in a different lane.
He's pop culture.
He's pop. Yeah, he's not even a rapper. He's a pop star.
But I mean, be big outside of the country is what I mean. Less so.
Yeah,
he's bigger outside of the country.
Yeah.
Bigger.
Yeah.
Remember, Drake is Canadian.
And other places outside of.
He's literally the 6th god. That is not him being cocky. It's the truth.
Yeah.
He's kind of like how we looked at Diddy, a few years ago. Because think of it, when I was growing up, Everybody wanted to be the Diddy of their city. The Diddy Bop, the Diddy Da, the Diddy Swag. We used Diddy and Puff and that. We used him for everything. He was the staple. He was the mogul. In fact, if people ask me what do I really want to do, I want to be the freaking female Diddy because I get excited when I come across talent. When I come across a girl that can really, really sing, they get me in my songwriter bag. They excite me.
Yeah.
When I come across a guy with a crazy flow or just one good song, I start thinking of all the things I could do for his marketing, but he probably ain't got no budget and I don't want the headache. So literally, that's just how my head works. Automatically, I'm like Chat GBT when it comes to all ideas that we
just start computing it. Yeah.
So you never even thought about maybe trying that route, like grabbing an artist you really believe in, and then maybe trying to run.
They're ungrateful and they're lazy.
Ungrateful and lazy. Wow.
Artists are so lazy. You got to remind artists to post their own crap. Who cares if you posted it 5 times and you don't get a lot of likes? You got to remind people to even create content to their own song. I watch artists who just drop a song, get ready, dressed up to go out, just to put whatever trending sound on their video for it to get the same usual 50 likes that it always gets. That should have been your song on that video, you know? You are promoting a single right now? Yeah. Oh, okay. So it's like artists are lazy and they're not good at their business. And they're arrogant before they even have a reason to be arrogant.
Oh, we've dealt with that before. I'm not talking about you, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know, women, we're all little divas. It has nothing to do with our status. Like I'm a little bit of a diva, but no, not when it comes to people that's trying to help you, actively help you, especially when they're putting their money up for you. No.
Yeah.
Because if somebody did that for me, I know where I would be. Because I have the work ethic. Most artists don't have the work ethic. I wake up in the morning obsessing over what I need to do today that can further me. I started my talk show to complement everything else I have going on. Talk shows just give me access to the artists that I want my features from, or to decide if I want a feature.
Yeah.
Doing music videos is how I got my start really getting in with 50 Cent and stuff like that. I met 50 Cent for the first time on a set of a music video for Kid Kid. Do y'all know who Kid Kid is out here? Okay. Yeah. My first feature was with Kid Kid because I went to his video.
Just got to get out there and grind and hustle.
Yeah.
And these cats don't want to do it.
In fact, I should call him while I'm in Texas. I forget he in Louisiana.
Yeah. Right down the road.
So do they just want to like make a song and then just sit back and wait for everybody to tell them how great they are and everything blow up and that's it?
That's it. That's all they want to do. They don't want to go outside. I'm like, I wish I knew who the poppin' DJs were so I could go to their parties and I can walk in there like the freaking queen that I am, get a crew of guys or girls together, somebody to go to the DJ booth with me, play their job. We're going to push this. This is what we're going to do. How many parties you DJ a week so I can decide what your retainer going to be? Like, that's the kind of, like, that's how artists need to think. They don't think business. Yeah. Who the DJs that's on the radio out here? Or do y'all even have DJs on radio out here? Or is it all personalities? People don't even know.
Right.
No business acumen. I know a few people out here that make music. We had one on the show. And they have a whole album made. And they like, we ask them, when you done a show? I haven't done a show in a couple months. I don't really promote it. I'm like, what are you doing all this for then? That's what I'd be wondering. I'm not going to go to the trouble of writing and producing and singing and be in the studios and all that shit. And then it's done. I upload it to the DSPs and then I go back to work and just.
Because it's a hobby. They make it for themselves. They don't really believe in their product. That's why. It's easy to go in the studio and to do it because you think it's cool and you like doing it. It's another animal to get into the business side. Like I get criticized all the time that I'm not putting out enough music. I should be dropping freestyles every other week, at least, with visuals.
I don't know about that.
No, absolutely. At least in my arena. Where I'm at, the school of girls that I went with, the Breezy Liz and everybody got to drop. You got to keep them engaged. Or they forget that you even really doing music like that. But studio time costs money. A good mix costs money. And it's time. So while I'm out here in Texas, I would love to get a studio. But guess what? Now I got to figure out what studio should I be going to. Who's the Studios? I don't want to go to just any studio, and I don't want to pay all kinds of money. Mm-hmm. In New York, I could leverage. Yeah. I can't do that out here.
Right.
There's people out here that literally go to other people's studio sessions all the time and got their own music, and they'll post and promote that person's stuff, and they won't do it for themselves. Artists are like, that's bad business. If I were an investor, I wouldn't want to invest in an artist unless they're obsessive with their craft. They got to be extremely passionate.
Yeah.
They got to want to win like they want air.
Those are the artists you're talking about. Those are the kind of artists that need like that machine behind them to just do everything. Like they just walk in, do the product, and then just go sit down somewhere.
And not even sit down, because artists these days, they get signed. They still got to hustle like they're independent. No, but the thing about it is now you have all the tools, but do you know how to use these tools? How do you get the label to actually give you the marketing budget they said in your contract that they will give you? How?
I didn't know they wouldn't give it to you if it was in the contract.
They got a marketing budget for you, but the reality is, what are you doing worthy of this marketing budget? What kind of work are you putting in? What kind of product are you producing? And sometimes you really do have to just do it yourself. Are you out there doing interviews all the time? Are you out there like doing these mic performances? Are you creating content every day? Like, I want to see that you're a star. Right. Does anybody want to see you? You got any cool friends we need to know about that host club parties? Go to that party. Get some content. Let the DJ play your song. You got to be out there hitting the pavement.
And it's like a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. And like me right now, I would love to not go out anymore. I kind of want to play the internet, but to play the internet game, you got to have money. If you don't have money, you got to be outside. So,
where you going to land? So you say the internet game, that's like making a little bit of content, but using all the paying shit.
Paying blogs. That's the best way to go. Pay blogs and ads.
But what are they advertising? You still have to select that videos or something.
Your music video, your freestyles, your mic performances, and personality pieces.
Personality pieces?
Yes.
They're like skits?
No,
people do like YouTube
just
skits.
I'll give you an example.
You're talking about like little article write-ups?
No,
like
that too, but no. When I say personality pieces, like I'll give you an example. I posted this one video. Just personality pieces. Like I can actually show you something even from like other people.
You're talking about like little clips?
Like, okay, I'll give you an example.
Okay. I feel like I've been out the game so long. I don't know the time.
Hold on. So like, and it's like so exhausting being that girl all the time. Like people will just always notice you. You can like never like custom maneuver, low key. You know, like no privacy. It's just like it's just so exhausting being that girl. So it's like
I get you.
Personality, because the thing is
clips showing more of the personal side of you. I get you.
Or like just like, oh my gosh, she's so funny.
Right.
Oh wait, she do music, right? Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that song she has kind of cool.
Right.
I'm just on that song.
And that's how circling back to the Cardi B. That's how she got so big. You know,
the personality is
you liked her before you even heard the music. So when the music came, it was like, oh, this kind of fire. Like when she dropped Bodak Yellow, it was like you already liked her as the person. So when she dropped the smash,
she had mad mixtapes out. She was working and grinding.
But once you heard Bodak Yellow, it was like, yo, okay, she can rap. You're like, oh,
I heard a couple of her shit before that.
No, for
and
sure.
It was just all right, but that Bodak Yellow was a shit that like it sounded, and I think it was, now that we know that it was really professional and produced to have the high end shit connected to it, and not just like niggas around the way recording for the hot chick type shit. It was her other stuff.
And it was also one of those songs which is I challenge women to do all the time. It's hard to make a banger that a guy is gonna play.
That's why people like
that is true.
What's old girl's name? I forgot her name. Talking about
Glorilla.
Glow, yeah, niggas love Glow.
Yeah, because she's figured out. She's figured out.
Oh, this is a great example of a personality piece. My girl stuff did this.
I like that. What? I'm talking about the video piece. I'm listening.
It's my favorite type of student.
Wait, y'all are not paying. So you see,
I was paying attention.
She's in the supermarket.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Cock is my favorite type of student to cook with.
You say cock?
Yeah.
It's the seafood
served just how I like it.
Wow. I didn't even look. That must have been sausage, right?
She said, this is
That bitch be massive cheap.
Personality pieces.
Yeah.
Like, you like that personality, Danny?
Because she's like, you know, picking up a piece of
good
fish.
content.
This
Yeah.
is what you bitches smell like. You know, so it's like you need that.
You know, it's good. It's good for the new age of the online we're in today. Because we call this the TikTok era. Like, and that's perfect for that era because you know you got people that want to see like little 30-second, 60-second little clips and just keep it moving. And that's how you will grab and retain new people to whatever you got going on because now they're starting to see a side of you, and if you get them to laugh or they take a liking to you or whatever, now they become a fan. You know,
This conversation went all over.
he a fan. No.
We talked about spirituality, relationships, old school versus new school. Music, the industry. What did you call them? Hoes, basically.
I call
Industry
them hoes. Who called them?
They didn't say. That's what I said. I said hoes, basically. You know what I'm saying? No, it was like there was a word used, slizzy.
Oh, the slizzy term. Yeah,
slizzy. That's new.
Yeah,
This shit done gone everywhere. It's been very entertaining.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, you gotta get her to come on the show with her content.
Cool.
The video you just saw, and I was making a joke.
Yeah.
Someone with her content.
Sure.
Yeah. Come to the pod, and we can make some content.
He's back.
He's back. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, you matter? I'm gonna be out there. Cool. I'll bring my camera. Anyway, I'm just playing. I'm just kidding. But I think we're gonna wrap it up.
All right.
Thanks for joining me. I feel like this is the first time in a long time that we've collaborated
On something.
Would you guys rap together before or something?
Yeah, but we won't talk about them days. We don't talk about them days. Let's just say that she's always been a rock star in my life.
It's so funny because I think I stumbled upon something old from back then, and I was like, "Oh my god, I was so bad." But Danny De Niro was really like, "So what? Anything can go. Let's put it out."
And in that era, that gives you an example of like we weren't lazy. Like we were doing shows. Like I would this is also the CD era. I was pressing CDs. I'd be at the bodega slanging them. I was on the train slanging CDs. I didn't care. Like it was like, you know, remember you seen Straight Outta Compton, Easy, and they was like, oh man, they breaking them CDs up. He's like, I don't care. We already got paid for it. That's how I was. I was slanging CDs. I didn't even care if you listened to it. If you bought the CD, I was accomplished. I got my confidence, you know, and that's how I did my little hustle back in the day. But thank you for coming on. Definitely got to have you again when you got something to push because, you know, you're going to be in Texas and we in Texas. So we definitely got to make it happen.
Texas.
And,
I love Texas, by the way.
And we, you know, and I'll definitely step out with you and we do some content. And I'll help you with your content. And then, you know, you also, you know, I've been hitting the gym. So, you know, you have some free hired help.
Yeah, let's do it.
So that
I'm
way
down
when you outside.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah. And on that note, it's like I always say, like, share, subscribe, and comment. This is Verbal Gunplay. We out.
Also, remember, you're only as good as your last outfit, so make sure it's a good one.
Wow.
2 times.
Boom. No,
I know.